All right, so our home plate for tonight is only 5 problems, but it's basically what we did yesterday, except for look at the end what it said. Then graph the equation 3 different ways. Yay! All right, and we're gonna look at that today because now we're gonna combine everything that we've seen for this unit right now in a couple of examples. But before I get there, though, just to reiterate, we're still on linear equations, yes, and we're still in slope-intercept form, okay? But we already saw all that. We already have the notes. Where I want to go is practice an example from what we saw last night in the home play. So let me see, slide, okay, this one. So get your home plate in front of you, and we're going to go over example or problem number. Which of them has one of the points being 0, -1? 3, okay. So let's go to problem number 3. So on the top left of your, actually we use the medium graph. This one. We're going to use the medium graph to do number 3 again. We're going to do this one together step by step. So I'm going to zoom in. So you're going to write this at the top left. So problem number 3 from the home play from last night. Give me those coordinates, Nate. 6, 3, 0, -1. All right. So they gave us 2 points, and they're asking us to write an equation first, yes? So here goes the process. And for those of you that have your color pens, have those handy, and that's the purpose of me using colors. So you can see each part that it's different. Here it goes. Since they don't give us an equation or they don't give us a slope and y-intercept, the first thing I do is write my slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. And everybody's doing this one with me, yes? Yes, Mr. Q, we love these. All right, good. Now, this is Mr. Q's process. This is what I do. I circle my m because I know I need that information. And I box my b because I know I need that information to write my equation. Is that correct? Do they give me a slope? No. But do they give me 2 points? Yes. That means I can use the 2 points to find my slope. But without graphing, I use the formula m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. That's me organizing myself with a formula. However, I know I need to substitute values in here. Is that correct? So I need to do this. If you don't do this next step, you're usually getting it wrong. Here it goes. I do blank, minus, and minus. That's the very first thing I should do. Why did I do that? Because in the formula, it has a minus there and a minus there. That's why I write those in there. Because if you don't, you're probably going to make a mistake. Now that I'm ready to fill in the blanks here, I need values, don't I? Where do I get the values? From the 2 points. That's why I need to label these. X sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. So here we go. I'm going to start in the numerator with red. What is y sub 2? Y sub 2 is -1. There it is. Oh my goodness. What is y sub 1? Y sub 1 is 3. That goes right there. I'm going to go to the denominator. What is x sub 2? X sub 2 is 0. And what is x sub 1? X sub 1 is 6. All right. What is -1 and -3? That's -4 over. What is 0 minus 6? -6. Okay. Now we can simplify that. So this is m equals, let's see, what is negative divided by a negative? Positive. 4 sixes becomes what? if we simplify? 2 over 3. Get it? 2, 3. And after that, everybody go like this. Go like this. You need to box it. Get it? Box. Never mind. You know, like box. All right. So once we have the slope, we substitute it in here into our. We're back again at the beginning. So we substitute it here. 2/3. Okay. So now we need what else to finish our equation? Our y-intercept. Do they give us one? Let's say they don't. But we know we need to substitute a value for x and a value for y, don't we? Look up to the screen, please. Now, this is where some of you got confused. Some of you use this point right here. And you substitute 6 in here and the 3 here, and then you multiply this, and da-da-da-da, and all of a sudden you got a little bit confused, some of you. However, can't we use either point? Because they're on the line. So watch. What value is this one? X, right? So what is 2/3 times x? Isn't it easier to multiply times 0 so you can just get rid of the fraction? Yeah, so I'm going to substitute this point. 0 for x and -1 for y. I'm going to bring everything else down. Therefore, what is what is 2/3 times 0? 0. And what do we have left? -1 equals b. Do we have a y-intercept? Do we have a slope? Can we write our equation now? Yes, using this format, I'm going to write my equation. Therefore, y equals, what is my slope? 2/3 x, and then what it goes at the end? -1. This is my slope-intercept form. Yes. Plus -1, that's fine. Yeah. All right, let's graph this. Let me zoom out. Look at how pretty that is. I can sell this on eBay. Yes, I can. Here we go. Circle your y-intercept, which is -1. So look for it on the y-axis right there. And what is my slope? My slope, you box it, and that tells us that we need to go up 2 steps and 3 to the right. So we go from this point that we first placed. We go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Plot your point. We're going to do it again from this point. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Do it again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then we graph our line. Piece of cake. Show me with your fingers how comfortable you are with this now. Yeah, I have some 100s already. Yes, 5s, 4s, 5s, 4s, 5s, 9s, 10s. Yes. 50. Yeah. Highlight 50. Yeah. All right. Nice. All right. So, any questions with this? Are we good with the process? All right, because tonight we're just adding a couple more steps to this. So let's go back to the back part of your graph. Okay? So here on the small graphs on the top left, you're going to write the next example, please, and copy the instructions. Example 1Q says, write an equation and graph the line 3 ways. And the points given are 3, 2, and 1, 6. Copy that, please. Top left. All right, let's do this one together. I'm going to zoom in. It says, write an equation. Do we know how to write an equation given 2 points? Yeah, we just did one right now, right? And we did that last night for home play. So let's do that first. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. All right, so let's get started. Everyone, what do I write first? Y equals mx plus b. All right. We circle what? Our m, because that's what we need. And I'm going to box my b, because we also need the y-intercept. Therefore, do they give us a slope? No, but I know how to find a slope given 2 points. What's my formula? M equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Yes? Huh? You did? Yeah, don't write it backwards. All right, here we go. What is the next step? Very critical. We rewrite this without the labels, blank, minus, and minus. That's critical. Because if you're not getting that into your muscle memory, you're going to make mistakes. Now that we're ready to substitute, what do? Let's label our points, yes? X sub 1, y sub 1. X sub 2, y sub 2. So, what is y sub 2? 6. What is y sub 1? 2. What is x sub 2? 1. What is x sub 1? 3. Okay? So, we got, what is 6 minus 2? 4. What is 1 minus 3? 1 minus 3? Negative 2. So, my slope is negative 2. Let's box that. Yeah? Never mind. Then we go back to our original equation. And what do we write underneath the m? Negative 2. Now, since the slope is not a fraction, does it matter which point I use? No, it could be either or because both of them are on the line. So hands if you want to use the first point. Who wants to use the first point? No. Hands if you want to use the second point. Okay, let's use the first point. Here we go. So for x, I'm going to substitute which value? 3. And for y, I'm going to substitute which value? 2. Yeah, so I'm using this one, right? Bring everything else down. Plus b. All right, so this is 2 equals, what is negative 2 times 3? Negative 6 plus b. Let's solve for b. We got plus 6 plus 6. That leaves us with 8 equals b. Do we have a y-intercept? Yes. Do we have a slope? Yes. Can we write our equation now? Yes. Y equals negative 2x plus 8. Let me zoom out. Man, look at that. Beautiful. eBay. Black Friday special. Boom. What? All right, so circle your positive 8. That's where we're going to start with our first point. Our first point is positive 8 right there, our y-intercept. What is our slope? Negative 2 over 1. So that means 2 steps down, 1 to the right from here. We start from here. 1, 2, 1 to the right, spot your point. Do it again from there. 1, 2, 1 to the right, spot your point. Do it again. 1, 2, 1 to the right, spot your point. Do it again. 1, 2, 1 to the right, spot your point. Do it again. 1, 2, 1 to the right, spot your point. Graph your line. Nice and straight like mine. There you go. All right. So above the coordinate plane for this one, I want you to write slope-intercept form. That's the first one of the forms of graphing. So write that on top or on the bottom, wherever you can fit it. Slope-intercept form. Write it somewhere on the graph so that you know that that's using the slope-intercept form. All right. You have another coordinate plane to the right of that, right? I want you to write that same equation all the way to the right edge of your paper, over here, somewhere on the right side. We're going to graph it again a second way. Okay? Here we go. I'm going to go to the right side, which is on this side. And what was my equation again? Y equals negative 2x plus 8. A second way of graphing, which is the very first one that we learned, was using a table. You guys remember that? When we first started graphing using the table? Yes. Let's draw a table. How can I just turn to look at me like, okay. X and Y, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. You guys don't remember the table? My goodness. Man. All right, here we go. Good. So what is my first value that I'm going to substitute in there? Negative 2 instead of X, right? So I write Y equals negative 2, open parentheses, and what goes in there? Negative 2, and then plus 8. What is negative 2 times negative 2? 4 plus 8. What is 4 plus 8? 12, and that goes right there. I'm done with the first value. I'm going to go to the second value. What's my second value? Negative 1. So I do this again. Y equals negative 2 in parentheses. What goes in parentheses? Negative 1 plus 8. What is negative 2 times negative 1? 2 plus 8. What is 2 plus 8? 10. And that goes right there. I'm done with this one. What's my next value? 0. Y equals negative 2 times 0 plus 8. Y equals 0 plus 8. Y equals 8. There it is. Do I need to do more work? No, at least 3. And then if you find the pattern, fill in the rest. So what are my next values? 6 and 4. Okay, let's plot this. Here we go. What is my first point? Negative 2, 12. Plot that. Negative 2, 12. It's up here somewhere. Next one is negative 1, 10. It's right there. Next one, 0, 8, 0, 8. And next one, 1, 6. And the last one, 2, 4. Get your index card. Graph your line. There it is. What method of graphing is this? Using a table. What was the previous one? Using slope-intercept form. So let's look at the graphs. Look at the previous graph. That's the previous graph using slope-intercept form. Look at this one. What do you notice? They're exactly the same. The only thing, one is more extended because I used more points, but it's the exact same line. Why? Because we're using the exact same equation. So we're done with the top left, top right. Now we're going to the bottom right and write the same equation. Bottom right, write the same equation. Let me write it over here. My equation is y equals negative 2x plus 8. And this one you're going to label using x and y intercepts. All right. So you guys know how to use this using a table. Ms. B showed you guys how to do the table, 0 for x and then 0 for y, solving and all that, right? I'm going to show you a method that I show every year. It's a shortcut called the cover-up method. So write your utensils down, look up to the screen. And I already used this one with my tutoring people, those that have been showing up. Look up. Here we go. Cover-up method works like this. From where you're at, use your thumb and cover up the x value, including the coefficients. So you're covered this, yes? What do you see left? Y equals positive 8. That's my y intercept. Okay? Now, I want you to take your thumb and cover the y value. what do you see? Negative 2x plus 8, and all that is equal to, since there's nothing there, I'm going to put 0. Let's solve for x. Minus 8 minus 8. I'm left with negative 8 equals negative 2x. Divide by negative 2. 4 equals x, and guess what? That's my x-intercept. Where is it? 4. And I graph my line. Copy that, please. I know, right? So how many different ways do we know how to graph? 3. Using the table, using the intercepts, and using the slope-intercept form. That's what we're going to be doing tonight for home plate. Yeah. 3 different ways. Yep. Oh, you only need 15 graphs. Yeah. Yes. There's 6 of them in each, so you just need 2. You'll get it at the end. You still have time. Yeah. All right, so let's look at this. This is called the x and y intercept, using just x and y intercepts, and I call it what? Cover-up method. You cover one variable, then you cover the other, and that's how you get your intercepts. Yes? Fairly simple? All right, so let me look at the graphs. Let's see how they look. Look at the first one, slope-intercept form. Look at the next one using the, slope-intercept form. This is using the intercepts, and this one's using the table. What do they look? They look about the same, don't they? Yeah, because it's the same equation, just different method. Show me with your fingers how comfortable you are with these. Got some 5, 5, 4s, 5, 4s, 4s, 10s, 4s, 5s, 5s, 50s. Okay. She was like, I thought it was Pac-Man. She was like, oh,
How come you didn't make fun of her? When I went like this, she said, are you waving?
I said that?
Yeah, you said that.
Oh, that's funny, Leslie. I thought it was Pac-Man. Anyways, your home play for tonight is these 5 problems, graphed 3 different ways. There is tutoring again. Therefore, if I don't see you guys tomorrow. Bye.